Plank's going to be our eyes and ears today. XRP is the lube.
This foursome right here just did an announcement that we're going to be looking at opportunities to leverage stablecoins for settlement purposes. So leveraging RLUSD on the XRP blockchain that you've heard about.
Get on board.
In ways that will enable more efficient and effective workflows between banks and card networks.
Okay, Superman.
This foursome right here just did...
Did he say foursome? All right, I thought I misheard. It's finally happening. I know we say that every single time. At least I don't. I always stay very pessimistic, but like this time it's like they're sitting up there with them. Literally the last missing piece is legislation. That's the final piece. Like I said, when these rich people can do things with immunity and they got it in paper that they could do it with immunity, that's when they start taking over. They don't even risk it beforehand. But even though they kind of do because they're all shaking hands in the back anyway. So if adopted at scale, the model could replace or supplement existing payment settlement networks like ACH and SWIFT, especially for international card transactions. Analysts note that blockchain-based settlement could reduce costs for banks and processors while improving transaction traceability. For Ripple, the project provides a proof of concept that regulated stablecoins can operate within established financial frameworks rather than competing against them. The collaboration also comes amid broader moves by traditional finance to integrate blockchain settlement layers. Yeah, earlier this year, Visa completed a pilot using USDC for merchant settlements on Ethereum, while PayPal expanded its PayYUSD rollout to cross-border remittances. They're on the Stellar. I think they're both on Stellar. Wait. Ripple's RLUSD experiment places the firm in the same conversations as these initiatives, but with the blockchain, I can't see, it's getting smaller, public blockchain focused in a regulated banking partner in the U.S. The company said results from the pilot will guide discussions with regulators and could inform new settlement standards for card networks. If approved, the framework may open the door for other banks and payment firms to test similar blockchain-based programs within regulated parameters. You know it's coming yet again. Once they got that stamp of approval, it's fucking go time, bitch. That's the flip of the switch. Because these savages, they probably are sitting there with a literal big light switch. Push when it's go time. Gang. And that's going to be go time. The floods of money, the trillions. We literally had Patrick Witt, dude from the White House at Ripple Swell, yesterday talking about that. He goes, I mean, yeah, there's going to be a lot of upside in this industry. There's fucking tens of trillions and stablecoin volumes coming and everything. It's insane. And I was kind of saying about this MasterCard thing, it was like, it seemed a little bit like a publicity stunt in a sense, but at the same time, yet again, me knowing it does take time. And if it goes well, you know, why wouldn't they stay with them? They got cozy with them. Their competitors are kind of everywhere else, like Visa and PayPal. But that's why we hedge our bets. We got these guys kind of being the lone wolves a little bit, and they're like building their own empire. And then we're in bed with Stellar and that sort of stuff. Tapping in Chainlink's another one I like. This part, as soon as it's happening, we should be able to see on-chain XRPL transactions volume to increase. Yeah, but like I said, I think the debit card is so niche. That's the only thing it's applying to. So I don't really think we're going to see volumes move. And then that's going to be furthermore evidence that these people point to and they're like, see, it's not even like being used. Back on the bearable guy. Fucking insane. The 3, 2, 1, let's go. This bearable guy is an interesting rabbit hole. Covered it in the last video. Ripple on CoinDesk. We're in the aggressive growth phase, says Bradley.
The president had talked about making America the crypto capital of the world on 60 Minutes. And I remember thinking to myself as I was doing this interview, like the fact that the president is on 60 Minutes talking about crypto, that alone, I would not have thought we would be here. So, I mean, look, the journey that many of us have been on with the crypto industry has been long. It's had ups, it's had downs. Certainly the SEC lawsuit that the SEC suing Ripple was a painful part of that chapter for Ripple. And I really think for the industry, it's just so important. But it is a much brighter day. The president had talked about.
Dude, they were just trying to, they were trying to snuff that flame. But you could only fend it off for so long. That's wild. That's why I think the explosive growth that's coming yet again. Fast forward in 2 months, in these last 2 months, when you got Michael Saylor and all them, 250 Bitcoin, 150, all this shit, we just still go down. Imagine, I wouldn't be surprised. So WebBank, so Ripple-Mastercard, but WebBank is the intermediary between Ripple and Mastercard essentially. And WebBank partners, they got a couple of big ones, dude. Dell, Shopify, PayPal, Toast. Yeah. So that's just, it's interesting. Yet again, they got A lot of backroom talk definitely going on. You know, there's no way it doesn't. And then this guy tried to checkmate Western Union. Market cap is 2.8 billion. And then MasterCard, he put 495.5 billion. So he's going checkmate Solana. Yeah, but yet again, like, seeing that it's just the pilot, I'm not getting too excited. It's just yet. The next rollout, like if they do another test phase batch, that's when I'm like, okay, now I'm sold. But so in October, stablecoins did 3.8 trillion in volume. That's 3 times Visa, 27 times PayPal, and closing fast on ACH. We're witnessing the fastest adoption of any payment rail in history. Soon, stablecoin volume will surpass all major financial systems volumes combined. That's what I mean. Like, people complain about Ripple. The stablecoin makes XRP useless. It's like, no, if the stablecoin is the chosen technology, then it comes down to what's the infrastructure it's built on, the XRPL. Yet again, granted the burn on the transactions and everything are not the best, but I don't know. I see it continue just to be burned and burned and burned, and them taking it off the supplies, off the exchanges, the supply, draining it. People always are talking about that, the supply shock. Do you think we'll get there eventually? But yet again, that's the foreseeable future. Anything can happen in this market. That's what's so exciting about it. But it's also frustrating, the amount of manipulation. Demand meets access. At Ripple, Swell, blah, 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 and Bloomberg's Eric Bulkanis, I don't know, discuss how regulated products, including forthcoming spot XRP ETFs, are driving the next wave of crypto investments. Catch the full conversation.
Everyone should be unbelievably excited. It's all happening now. This space, for the first time, is going mainstream in 2025.
Yes,
Part
sir.
of going mainstream means that there are people coming on board, incredible institutions here at Swell who are building services, integrating, but they're mainstream by definition because they're doing other things also. I have never seen it feel as inevitable as it does right now in this year that crypto is arriving to update the financial system and will be a mainstream asset class.
Yeah, no shit, dude. What the hell? Some of these basement dwellers like me. I'm just joking. Dude, we can see this coming. It's crazy. That's the beauty of the internet. A lot of bad things about the internet, a lot of good things about the internet. This time, they can't do it solely behind doors. You know, they got the internet exposing their asses in their every move. They still never get penalized for it. Nothing ever happens. But breaking, Apple is finalizing a deal to pay Google about $1 billion a year to integrate its 1.2 trillion parameter Gemini AI model into Siri, as per Bloomberg. The upgrade series expected to launch in 2026. What an absolute monster year for Google. Yeah, Google's been making moves, dude. Their Genie AI, that one's scary. That's the fucking scary shit to look out for. Yeah, there were talks for the past year about them doing ChatGPT, working with OpenAI. So I'm wondering why they went with Gemini. Wonder. Yeah, more of the connections of Bearable guy. Insane. It is very weird coincidence, dude. I mean, come on, look at that side by side. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, just in 7 trillion. Charles Schwab CEO Rick Wurtzer says the company plans to launch crypto trading in the first half of 2026. That's what I mean. Could be later 20. These guys always push the fucking timeline. It's very annoying. Just in Nvidia, CEO Jensen Huang, I don't know if that's how you say it, says China will win against the U.S. in AI race. I think he's just trying to pump his bags, if I had to guess. And then Brad responded to, he was saying like on XRPL. And then this guy goes, on XRP sounds better, but you could get the police coming after you if you say this. And then Brad goes, I agree, XRP does sound better. It does. I don't know, I like XRPL, but I get it. It's like that little extra thing. Brad, yet again, confessing his heart, dude. I feel like I'm watching Puss in Boots 3. Listen to this.
XRP is at the heart and soul of what Ripple is doing. We care deeply. We have called it our North Star. But at the end of the day, we want to do things that are good for the XRP ecosystem. But XRP is at the heart and soul of what Ripple.
The heart and soul, it's our North Star. Now he could just be saying that to appease us, which could easily be the case. Who knows? You always got a question. Always. Breaking, Joel Katz and Ripple Ashish Burla unveil Evernorth XRP MicroStrategy moment has arrived. Yeah, I wanted to hear this.
You took the CEO job after I declined it.
He wanted someone more handsome than you, that's why. Well, Evernorth is a XRP digital asset treasury, and what Evernorth does is you can get exposure to XRP and eventually what all the XRP ecosystem has to offer via a publicly traded stock on the NASDAQ. The ticker symbol is XRPN.
Let's go.
What do you think about that?
What do you think about that? I think about it as really good for my bags is what I think. I'm just saying, this was crazy, dude. Ripple partners with MasterCard, blah, blah, blah. MasterCard replies. It's hard to see the way this is it, but they reply and say, onward and upward. Look what Bearable guy said. The bear is honored to be among you all today. Onward and upward. Who knows? Yet again, another Bearable thing, dude. Now they're all over my timeline. One of his old cryptids, the king, the rocket, and the star, the planet, the North Star. Is that what it is? Is that the North Star? Polaris? Are we on our way to the North Star? But who's the king? Why is the king grumpy? This is before they dethrone the king. So, yeah, there it is. Onward, upward to Valhalla. And running out of this stuff. The bear spray. Dude, that shit's rough. This market is going crazy. This was big time shit. Franklin Templeton launched a tokenized USD money market fund in Hong Kong. That's big shit. Franklin Templeton, yep, they launched in Benji, available to accredited investors and institutions. 600 million worth of Benji tokens are on Stellar XLM, the biggest holder, followed by ETH and ARB with 4. Look at this. Look at that pie. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see, bro. Telling you, Stellar's out there too, making moves. Bank of England pledges to roll out stablecoin rules just as quickly as the U.S. amid concerns it's falling behind. Is the U.K. finally catching up? The fucking UK. Get on the program, dude. If they're doing it as quickly as us, it's going to be a minute. Your house, if CZ didn't manipulate the market. Dude, that's a beautiful house. Could you imagine that life? Holy fuck. There probably could be if CZ wasn't in the picture. Oh, this was crazy, dude. This is like the final scene of The Dark Knight Rises, because this guy took a picture and goes, at Chick-fil-A right now, tell me I'm not tweaking. If you know, you know. Crypto czar David Sachs says there is great progress on crypto market structure legislation. Let's fucking hope, dude. Let's get it done before Thanksgiving. Please, we need this November rally. We need it. Come on, man. You can do it. This was causing a whole tizzy. SBI Digital Market, the digital asset arm of Japan's 10 trillion yuan, will use Chainlink as its exclusive infrastructure partner to power digital asset platforms. The integration of CCIP will bring secure private transfers of tokenized assets across public and private networks. The SBI Digital Markets will evolve into a full-service digital asset hub offering compliant issuance and settlements, bridging TradFi and DeFi across Asia. So people were freaking the hell out because they were like, we know SBI is partnered with Ripple and they really like XRP and everything. So they're like, oh, this directly undermines XRP. I mean, yet again, I think they're all going to live. Not all of them. The top ones, like I think it's Chainlink, XRP, Stellar, HBAR. You could probably throw in there. I think ETH's going to stick around. Solana's going to stick around. Bitcoin's probably going to stick around. I mean, I think those are the gravy train ones. People say Cardano too, but I don't know. I never really have kept up with Cardano. I haven't, but I don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. I just know Charles Hoskinson was anti-XRP in the community for a while, but then he eventually swapped because he probably realized that like cozying up to Ripple, like, you know, probably will pay off. Switzerland, long known as the vault of financial stability, is stepping into the crypto era. The Swiss government has launched a plan for a backed by the Swiss franc backed stablecoin. What a fucking sentence. So their stablecoins backed by them are going to be issued under official regulation. That's big, dudes. When Switzerland gets in, you don't mess with the Swiss. Just in November 5th, Bank of America presentation reveals plans to use crypto assets and blockchain technology. Leverage new technologies across every aspect of our business. Tokenization of assets. Let's fucking see this. Investor Day 2025. And the backdrop is in place for continued elevated activity beyond 2025. One of them in the column, tokenization and crypto adoption. Interesting. Leveraging new technologies across every aspect of our business. Distributed ledger technology, digital cash, tokenization of assets. I mean, they're all doing it, dude. They have to. It's officially the point where they can't be left behind. Oh, yeah, and this guy again, always going off. I'm not even going to read that right now. It's a valid point. I'm not even, like, defending one or the other. It's good for both of them. Like, be invested in both, if you think so, you know? Money just got faster. USDC on Stellar.org is now instant cash in Southeast Asia via Hana Wallet and MoneyGram. No banks, no stress. In 2017, retail quietly started stacking Bitcoin before the big breakout. Now in 2025, history is repeating retail's only holding XRP. When the crowd wakes up, wait, what? What's going on?
Around. And then there's like the retail that was around in 2021. I would say for the most part, the retail that was around in 2021 still isn't really doing much with crypto. I've probably talked, I don't even know how many people I've talked to in person. When I go walk around, people be like, oh, you're in crypto. They're mostly out of the market. And the only asset that they hold is XRP. Randomly, out of probably 1,000 people I'll talk to, retail is like, that's the only thing they hold. And around. And
hey, I don't know. We're either all wrong and absolute lunatics. Some people in every space, there's always going to be loony bins, but I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know how you can. Granted, most people holding it maybe don't know why they hold it, just because, yet again, the psychological factor of it's cheap, that does play a role in retail, dude. Like, I know people don't like to think so, but the psychology of that, like when people, like the average person, if they see a fucking $100,000 Bitcoin and they're like, oh, $2-something XRP and it's in the top 5, oh, maybe I'll just get some of that. I think the upside for it is more, dude, because people run the numbers of like the velocity of the ETF inflows like compounds like that. It's squeezing that market and then fucking juicing that price, baby. Let's go. Yeah, there's stuff going on with Sam Altman. This seems to be the new playbook on Wall Street. Get big enough to where you're a threat to bring down the financial system if you fail. Then hold the government hostage for bailouts and perks. F this guy, F the whole system. Because something I saw, yet again, I don't know if it's confirmed, but I've been seeing that they want basically reassurance, like a commitment, basically for a taxpayer backstop in the event if something bad happens, I guess, to the company, which is never a good sign if you're asking for a preemptive bailout. That usually screams, we got to look into this a little bit more. And it would make sense why all of a sudden there's like this flare up, Michael Burry saying all this shit that like AI and the NVIDIA, like it's all a bubble, it's going down. Stellar XLM has joined Fireblocks, Polygon Matic, Miston Labs, Monad Solana, and Ton to form the Blockchain Payments Consortium, representing 10 plus trillion in annual stablecoin volume. The group's goal is to advance interoperability and seamless cross-chain payments, enabling frictionless transactions across networks. It's always good. It's what we want to see. This was the bullshit he was spewing yesterday.
We're making the United States the Bitcoin superpower, the crypto capital of the world, and the undisputed leader in artificial intelligence.
That's his line, dude. That's his line. I mean, behind the scenes, they definitely are more friendly, obviously, compared to Gensler suing everyone's ass. Guys, I'm going to wrap the video up here. Support the channel by becoming a Patreon member of the Minutemen in the description below. You can click the link. I got all exclusive videos up there. Soon I'm going to be launching the Discord over there. So that's how you get access to that too. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment, notifications to help the video out. And I appreciate you, and I will see you over on Patreon.